Hi guys and welcome to today's video. Today I am reinvigorating a video that I'm actually really excited to do. Well, you can see it's my makeup wish list, and crikey, I haven't filmed one of these I think in over 2 years, maybe 2 years, over 2 years, something like that. Essentially I used to do a series called the makeup wish list, and it was all the things that I just wanted. Quite simply, it was quite simply all the things that I completely coveted, I wanted. I ranked them, I think, from 1 to 40. I'm still going to do the grid format because I really liked that visualization. I'm a very visual person, so I'm still going to throw pictures up on the screen and also put them in a grid format so that we can kind of see what we've got going on. I'll try and put brands together if I can, or make some sense of it, but I'm not going to rank it this time because I just can't be bothered, okay? That period. Something I love to watch on YouTube is new release videos. I would love to do a new releases videos, like makeup releases, telling you what's new in the industry, but I just feel like there's enough of them out there. I watch like 2 or 3 creators do them already in their own little way, and I feel like I couldn't possibly watch another one because they're all the same and I'm seeing the same products. I want to see those people's opinions, which is it's why I watch like 3 people do the same thing, but I feel like me doing one would not add any value to YouTube. I just don't feel like that's going to add any value, and I don't really want to film it because I don't want to talk about the product I've already seen 3 times. That doesn't make any sense to me. So the makeup wish list is different because it doesn't have to be a new product. I do absolutely start with new releases because that's what's current, that's what's popping off. So of course we do look through the new releases and say what I do want, what has interested me, what might potentially go on my wish list if I'm still thinking about it. But I also really love to include things that aren't new, that I've seen creators use, that I've seen in someone's favourites video, someone use in real life, and I'm like, damn, I really want that. I think I really want that. So I've used Instagram to collect all of my images, and I'll give credit to where I found the image by just showing their handle above the image, like just as a screenshot. Hopefully that's enough. I'm not going to be like, I found this on Trendmood, I found this on Makeup Radar 2, I found this on, like, you can see where the handle's from, okay? Let's begin. Ooh, the first thing is the Fenty holiday collection. Now, I think last year did I get the holiday collection from Fenty? It was like the berry thing. I did. Out of all of this, I'm very interested. I don't want like the Gloss Bomb collection because there's the Heat ones in there and I don't really want those colours of lip gloss. I'm interested in the Swirly Whirly one because it looks like an ice cream and I kind of really want that. So maybe I could get the Gloss Bomb Swirl. I'm kind of interested in that one. And then in the top left corner of this photo, you'll see the gloss stick, like their lipstick gloss stick thing, a gloss bomb and a liquid lipstick, and obviously they're all in the same shade. If I see this in store, if I see it in Boots, I could be tempted. I feel like it's one of those things where I probably wouldn't pick up both, so it would be very much like I want to go into store, swatch it. If I just like the gloss bomb, I'd just probably pick up the swirly one for a bit of fun. But the problem is the swirly one is never going to look like that forever. So then I'm like, I don't want to use it. I love the gloss bombs. I've got them all back here. Look at that. The aestheticness of that, honestly, brings me great joy. I might even have this shade already, you know, in the full-sized one back there in the trio. It kind of looks like Hot Chocolate Fantasy. So yeah, I can see myself picking up one of these. That swirly Gloss Bomb Swirl will never look like that. I'll use it like 3 times. It'll just look like something from the deep, you know, the creature from the deep, which actually we'll get onto later, but it will look awful. So yeah, I'm interested in those 2. Everything else, I don't care. The next thing on my list here is the NYX The Face Glue Setting Spray and Gripping Primer. Do you know what? NYX do some bloody brilliant primers and setting sprays. Love their primers, actually. Which one did I have? It was like in the yellow bottle, it was like the gripping primer, and that was bloody banging, actually. That was a really good dupe for Milk, and it was just a really good primer. It was only about £10. So I'd imagine this is probably about £10 as well. I just love the packaging because it reminds me of like, not super glue, what's it called? PVA glue. I think that's the whole point. Yeah, I think this is kind of cool. I don't need any more setting sprays, but to be honest with you, if you caught me on a 3 for 2 in Superdrug or Boots, and this was there, I'm picking them both up. This is going on my wish list because I think it's fun. Ooh, Made by Mitchell. At the moment, I just feel like it's popping. Popping. This highlighter duo situation is interesting because I don't really want the free brush that comes with it. Free brush. I don't really want the brush that comes with it. because I want to buy 2 shades, I think. That one in the top right, I have no idea what shades these are called. If I can get another image, I will, I'll try. And then the one in the middle left looks kind of cool, like a cool toned highlighter, a warm toned highlighter. I'm down for those two. Down for those two. Do you know what I would really like to see from these is like a blush and highlight duo? That'd be kind of cool, because if I look at the, bear with me, the middle right, those are 2 highlighters. But if the left hand side one was that colour and a blush, and then the right hand side was like a highlighter topper, oh, I'd be so down for that. This M looks like the same packaging as the eyeshadow cloud quad things. So if it's that size, I mean, that is chunky. You can see her, like the model, holding it up. That is like this big. I think it's the same size as the eyeshadow palettes. They've just kind of cut straight down, if that makes sense, to create 2 pans instead of 4. I'm interested in trying this. I feel like it's not going to be everything I've ever wanted from a highlighter, which is why I'm kind of like, actually, do I want these? Am I talking myself out of this? This is the whole point of the video, by the way. Really talking through the product before it goes on my wish list. I think I do want these, but maybe I will just pick up 1. I don't need 2. And then if I really, really like it and it's magical, I'll pick up a second. I think that's probably the more sensible thing to do. I don't really see people review Made by Mitchell, like once in a blue moon, but I don't really see anyone reviewing his new releases at all. Not on my algorithm anyway, so yeah, this is kind of cool. I like the colour swatches and variances. There's a lot of selection. I respect it. I feel like I've got some other Made by Mitchell pieces to talk about, but nothing's in order, by the way. I've just thrown loads and loads of pictures in a big file, so we'll probably talk about multiple brands. But like I said, when I do the grid format, I'll try and put brands together because that seems to make more sense. But yeah, just if you think, why didn't you talk about that all at once? It's because it's not all in order. Okay, let's not talk about that. It's just kind of annoying. This is Too Faced's holiday release. I don't know how I feel about this. The eyeshadow, no, they're not quads, quints, I believe they're called, quints. Yeah, cool. Like, no, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't hate them. I don't think they're offensive. Like, there's many more things that I find more offensive than these quints. They kind of look like a little jewel, like a little chocolate box. I think that's kind of nice. But I just don't need this. Like, I don't need this. I've got this 1,000 times over in every palette I own, so I don't need this. There's a lip injection, which I don't really like the lip injections. I don't like spicy, burny, bee-sting lips. I don't really want that, and I don't want a lip liner that also does that. So that's a pass. The only thing that really appeals to me is this cheek quad situation, because you get 3 blushes and the Moon Crush highlighter, which I do already have. And it is a really pretty highlighter. It is really, really nice. It's not my favourite, but it's really, really nice. My issue is I already own it. But that doesn't put me off. This is the thing. This is the thing, right? It doesn't put me off having a double of something if it makes sense to have a double. So I have a single of the Moon Crush highlighter that you can see here, and I don't have any of the Too Faced blushes, which I think are all sold individually. The thing that's putting me off, and I think I'm not going to put this on my makeup wish list, even though I just wanted to talk about it, is the format of it. So if I see this in person and it's quite a condensed size palette, I will pick this up because it'll be good for travel. If it's a monstrosity, then I might as well just have the singles and not have the blush, you know. I might as well just pick up a 1 single. If it's like the Benefit, I mean, you know I love this palette, the Cheek Leaders, and I love like, this trio is everything to me. If this palette is laid out in a way where it's like for like this, in this sort of size, where I can travel with it, and it's like that, I can see myself picking this up, because that is like, Too Faced do some nice powder products. I just really hope it's not this big, and I just feel like it's gonna be this big. It's gonna have beveled edges, and it's gonna be this thick, and I'm just gonna be sad. I'm just gonna be sad. So I'm not gonna put it on the wish list because I'm not going to buy it online, because I just need to see reviews. I need to see someone play with it. I need to see the size of it. It's not even the qualities. I think the quality is going to be absolutely fine. It's the size of it. Because there's a lot of wasted space on that cardboard, and I'm kind of like, oh, you're going to be the size of my head, and that's not convenient for me. So we'll see. Maybe this will come back with a vengeance. Who knows? Oh, this. Oh. from Danessa Myricks. This is the Danessa Myricks Lightworks Volume 6. This looks like everything I've wanted from these Lightworks palettes. Now, this is available on Beauty Bay for £120. And my issue is I'm about to drop £120 on a bloody eyeshadow palette. That's my problem. It's gonna happen. But I can't let that happen. I don't have the budget for that anymore. I've got a mortgage. I've got a mortgage, and I can't be dropping £120 on a palette anymore. Those days have gone. But goddamn, I really want this. Like, okay, so let's just look at the pictures and make me want it even more. Let's just put salt in that open wound. Okay, firstly, let's just talk about the packaging. Let's not even like delve into the swatches. Let's just talk about the packaging. Innovation at its finest. This packaging breaks down. Hopefully I'm shoving the right picture up online for you. It's fully magnetic. You've probably heard people talk about this, but I'm telling you why I think it's amazing. For everyone else's reasons as well. The removable mirror is cool. Okay, I appreciate that. I don't have to hold up an entire palette. I know some people like holding up an entire palette. I don't like doing that. I'm not strong. I want to hold up the lightest thing possible to look at my eyeballs. The 3 unique colour stories, cool. I don't need to think about anything. I can just go, I want a pink look, I want a blue look, I want an orangey green look. Sound, right? So I love the format. The fact that you can pick those out and they're all individually magnetic and mess around with it, I also love. I also love that because of that, none of the shades are named, which actually, do I love that or not? Yeah, I do like that. I do like that they're not named. They've committed to it because then it doesn't matter. It's about the creativity of the palette rather than the structure. So I like that. What's amazing is you can then take it out of this big palette and then stack it up with the mirror. And I'm just amazed by that. So you could take 6 shades out of this £18 palette. 6 shades that you love the most and just take those 6 or take those 12. Take the 18, take the full 18, and it's just on the go. If you just want it out on your desk and you don't want to be like flicking through the palettes because you're not on the go, you can just have it open like a lovely bank of colours. Oh, this is stunning. Honestly, innovation at its finest. We'll go on to the swatches. They're beautiful. They don't look like much, and this is the thing. They don't look like much, but actually when you look at the shades, and actually the best thing to do is to look across all different skin tones there, because look at the darker skin and look at the lighter skin and look how the shades look different, and that'll kind of give you a bit of an indication as to how transformative this palette is. Honestly, it's really, really, really beautiful. And the model's eyes, Danessa Myricks, honey, sweetie, you've marketed this beautifully. You've executed this beautifully. And I feel like it deserves my 120 British pounds. If my mum's watching this, she'll say, don't you dare spend 120 pounds on an eyeshadow palette. And I want to be like, but I need it. I want to talk about this one because it makes me mad, it makes me angry, it makes me sad, it makes me everything negative. I think Hourglass are trying to genuinely punk us in broad daylight at this point. And you know what? I don't respect it. I don't respect it. I feel like it's becoming Pat McGrath. I don't respect brands, expensive brands that push out the same thing every year, making me feel like I've got dementia because I'm like, I think I've seen this. And then they're like, no, you haven't. It's new. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, these face palettes, I didn't even say what they are. These face palettes are beautiful. So they've got 3 face palettes again, because let's be honest, 5 odd, no, not 5 odd years ago, probably 6 odd years ago, maybe 7 years ago, they came out with the Hourglass Unlocked palette, which kind of started this whole thing off being like such a trendy thing. So they had like the trios for a long time. Haven't seen them in a while, but they were just like a bit boring. Like the veil powders, they weren't really anything, and they were just like the same mid-toned, light to mid-toned shades all the time. And then they started pushing out these £6 palettes. The Unlocked was very popular. I've got the Unlocked. It's a beautiful palette. And now we're seeing this. And then what happened is they were like, oh, we should probably expand our shade range. We've only got one. One doesn't fit all. Yeah, it doesn't fit all. And these 3 palettes, I'm looking at these shades and I'm thinking, you can't tell me that this is for anyone deeper than tan at best. You can't, isn't it? Like, it's not inclusive. I just don't like, it's not inclusive. So like, if you're not gonna be inclusive, don't pretend to be. It's kind of like my thing. If you're not gonna do it, don't do it. Because it's embarrassing. It's just either do it or don't do it. You know, do it well or don't do it. Anyway, I digress. The shades themselves, if I haven't seen these before, every single year, the same shades, but just mixed around a bit, like, oh yeah, we'll just like move the pink one over here, move the brown one over here, new palette. If I haven't seen this before, I'll eat my physical leather shoe. I'll find the gnarliest shoe and I'll eat it if I haven't seen this before. The packaging is beautiful. It's beautiful. Hourglass do beautiful, like they make beautiful things. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate Hourglass. I actually like the brand. It's beautiful. I just get physically angry that this is what going to be like 60, 80 pounds, and I'm like, for what? Because we've all got it at this point. So what's new? And you can't tell me it's the exterior packaging. I don't want to pay that. That's like buying 5 DVDs of the same film, but they've all got a different cover on. I'm just saying. This is so cute, and I feel like I'm not going to get my hands on it, which does low-key, high-key make me quite sad, actually. I have recently purchased the Profusion and Ninja Turtles collaboration. I have filmed with that palette, and it'll probably be up after this, maybe? Video after this, or like the video, like a video or 2 videos after this. It'll be up very, very soon. Sneak peek. Freaking loved it. Freaking blew my mind, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. What I will say further to this is because of that, I'm like this with the Profusion. Hello? What are you releasing? I'm here. Like, my eye is on Profusion at the moment, and they've released this Peanuts and Profusion collab for Halloween. And it's not available on the UK website, and I'm really upset about it. I'm not about to order this from America because I don't want to pay stamp duty. I don't want to pay customs fee for essentially like a drugstore equivalent. That's just not happening, okay? That's not the situation. That's not, to me then it's just not available, right? If this becomes available, UK Profusion website, it's mine. I've got it. I'll drop 120 quid on that. Never mind you, Danessa, Myricks. I'm buying it. It comes with a really cool holographic highlighter. Do I need a holographic highlighter? Probably not. But you know, I sound like a little chicken. I wouldn't mind one. I wouldn't mind one. It comes with 3 liquid eyeshadows, which I wouldn't pick up just because I don't really use liquid eyeshadows enough to warrant buying them. The cool little pumpkin mirror, really like this. Sorry that the pictures are so small. The makeup bag, again, I wouldn't buy some of these things, like pumpkin mirror, the brushes I wouldn't buy. The little gems I wouldn't buy. The makeup bag I wouldn't buy. The sponges, they go straight in my basket. The little pumpkin and the piece of candy corn, adorable. The holographic highlighter, so picking those 2 up. In my head, I'm picking those 2 up. The palette itself, I didn't even like mention that. Absolutely yes. It's like, I don't really like the 3 shades on the side. That bothers me intensely. I hope they're special or glitter, something that differentiates it, because that bothers me that they're a different pan size and they're off to the side like that. Like, well, that's really weird to me. Why have you done that, Profusion? Why have you, like, that's really weird. Who signed off on that? It's not good. Shouldn't have done that. Bad. But the rest of the palette, really fall inspired, really Halloween-y. And well, to be honest, I'd love it all year. I think it's really beautiful. I really, really like it. There's also like, I don't know what that is, like a lip mask or something, and 2 lip glosses, I think they are. I actually am not too sure. I'm trying to read the writing, but it's like really blurry. I think those 2 like candy orange and red things in the middle of this picture are lip glosses or something, lip stains. And then there looks like there's be a primer and a setting spray, which I don't need. Oh my god, that mirror has a little candy corn charm on it. Oh, that's adorable. I don't need it. Out of this collection, if it's available, I'm going to pick up the highlighter, the eyeshadow palette, and the sponges. Definitely the sponges, they're cute. Yeah, I like them. And maybe the lips. No, maybe not. No, I don't need the lips. Those 3 things. I really like this. It's really cool. I really want it. I really wanted to mention this one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I really like ABH brow products. I think they are really, really nice. The ABH brow gel, chef's kiss, darling, chef's kiss. I'm not gonna pick this one up, but I just want to kind of like mention it to you guys. I don't really like tinted brow gels because I've got very fine hairs and they're very long and there's like not a lot of them. So like it can get messy very quickly. I've got a bit of a tinted brow gel in now, which is the Gimme Brow, I think it is. Yeah, it's Gimme Brow with an eyebrow pencil, and even that got messy. And that's like my more favourite one because of the tiny, tiny brush. This has got like a moderately sized small brush in all fairness, but I just don't think it's for me. Like tinted brow gels are not for me. But if it's for you, I can't speak to this brow gel specifically because I've not tried it, but I will say I do think Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gels that I've tried, and I have tried all the clear ones, have been brilliant. So if this is what you're looking for, I would personally try it. I've not tried it, but I would personally take a chance and try it. If it's something that I wanted, like a tinted brow gel, if that's something I truly wanted, then this would be one of the first ones that I pick up because it's really, it looks really nice. They've got a really good shade range, really good shade range. The NYX Beetlejuice collaboration collection. This is really cool. I really like it. I only think I like or like want a few things from this, and it is available in Superdrug but not in Superdrug, only online. I really like the look of this collection, but I think I would have liked to have seen it in person before I purchase. I think the palette was close to 20 quid, I think, something like that when I last saw it on the Superdrug website. The sponge is really cool. I do really like the sponge. The under eye patches, I do actually own something like that, which is like collects the fallout. They are actually really good. I should use them more actually. I don't need more of them, but they are really cool. The Cheek Trio palette, I really like it. It's like the size of a credit card. It's literally tiny. But again, I don't know if I need that. So I don't know. I think I would pick up the eyeshadow palette, which is a really nice 8-pan eyeshadow palette in a cool design, I will say. Really cool design, and I like the colour story as well. And the sponge, I really like that. Maybe I'd buy the cheek palette, I'm not too sure, but I'd like pick up a few select pieces. The butter glosses or whatever they're called. What are they actually called? Lip glosses? Just the lip glosses. I don't need, and the Beetlejuice lip gloss itself, like the single, I don't need, and the eyeliners I don't need. Like there's a couple of things like that I just wouldn't need from here and I just have no desire for, but the eyeshadow and the sponge I do really like. If I saw it in person, I'd probably pick it up. It'd probably influence me to pick it up more, in fact. But whilst it's online, it just feels a little bit, it just feels a bit too far of a reach at the moment because it's online and it's just unavailable for me to look at and decide over. So if I saw it in person, it'd probably sway me more. But yeah, I like it. I like this collection. I think it's cool. This. This is going on the wish list. This is going on the wish list so hard. This is the Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy Star palette. Cowboy Star palette, I don't know what it's actually called, to be honest with you. This is so scrumptious. I want this so bad. I think the imagery of this as well is selling it to me. And you know what I love the most about this is that this for me is classic Urban Decay in slightly clunky plastic packaging, but it's unique and it looks like it's just like a magnet that sits on top by the looks of things. And I'm into it. It's only got 2 mattes, 4 shimmers. The Intense Moon Dust is in the middle, and then 3 shimmers around the outside, and then 2 mattes. I'm really into this. I'm really, really into it. This is what I want to see more of. Oh, a little bit of Mitchell. Made by Mitchell came out with these nude lipsticks. I really like this. They are very milk toned. By that I mean like white based. So I don't think every single shade is going to look amazing on everyone in my opinion. But you know, with a really good trusty dusty lip liner, anything can look good if I'm honest. These lipsticks look really, really good. And I'm going to put these on my wish list because I would actually like to buy all of them. And I just have a little tingle, like my spidey senses are tingling, that come Black Friday, he'll do like bundles on his website. And if he does a bundle with all of these lipsticks, then I'm down. Like I'm really down. There's a couple of shades I probably wouldn't wear on the everyday, but there's also a couple of shades that I'm like, oh, you could be my next favourite nude lipstick. So I really want to try these. I've not seen people review these lipsticks at all, or like swatch them, lip swatch video them or anything like that. So maybe I could buy them and lip swatch video them. These look really nice. I like them. Again, very milky. Milky is not my favourite. Milky is not my favourite because I feel like it creates that line, which makes me feel quite like viscerally sick. Yeah, I think I want all of these, which is unusual for me because normally I'm like, I want 3 or 4. No, I want all of them. Oh, Odin's Eye. Odin's Eye came out with a beautiful, they've actually recently come out with a new collection as well. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this is the Solman 2 collection, and they came out with some blushes and highlighters with it as well. I'm going to pick this up at some point. Like, I used to receive PR from Odin's Eye, and then obviously I went on a bit of a hiatus last year and the beginning of this year, because just like life happened to me, and I don't get their PR anymore, which is absolutely fine. I get it. Like, if I'm not going to be uploading videos, then why would they send me product? Totally get it. But because they haven't, I then didn't get to pick up like this. I did pick up the 3 collaborations with Judy. Oh God, I forget the other 2. I picked up their collaboration, like the Spring Dragon and things like that. That one. Legendary Diversa, that's it. The Legendary Diversa collection 2. I picked up that. I still haven't played around with that. And they did send me the Angelica Nyqvist Halloween collection from last year. That's still in the box. It's still in the box, and I'm going to play around with it. I promise you. I'm going to play around with it this Halloween because it's still available. So that'll be on one of my little Halloween videos. I promise, promise, promise. I really want this. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a beautiful palette. I won't pick up the blushes and the highlighters, although I'm incredibly tempted. Incredibly tempted. But yeah, this is absolutely my wish list. I love Odin's Eye. Okay, so Natasha Denona. There's a few things from Natasha Denona that I just haven't picked up because I think they're a little bit boring / I don't need them. But I am ultimately a collector, so therefore will purchase them, and it will be going on my wish list because I will buy them at some point in the inevitable future. But this is the Natasha Denona Golden palette. I do own the original gold palette. It is one of my favourite palettes, let alone favourite Natasha Denona palettes. It's a really, really beautiful palette. I love that. This is obviously like the revamped version. I think everyone and their dog has agreed that they didn't put the green in and it was a big mistake because it's what made it unique. I think that too. I think if they put a couple of like 2 to 3 pops of green in this, it would have been like an instant pickup for me, but they didn't. So I'm kind of like, oh, okay, I'll just wait. I'll just wait for like a sale or something. I'm cool waiting. I will pick it up because I am a collector of Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes, and I will get FOMO if I don't collect them all like Pokemon. But I don't need this right now because it's a nude, natural, brown, neutral eyeshadow palette, and I've got 1,000 of them. There's also this one from Natasha Denona, the I Need a Warm palette. What the hell is that name? What the hell is that name? I don't know. And like, this palette is pretty. It's very pretty. Do I need it? Objectively, no. Not really. Am I a collector? Yes. Do I want it for collector's purposes? Yes. Is that bogus reason? Yes. I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush. I'll just wait for this to go 25% off and then I'll pick it up then. Because honestly, like, I'm not even that desperate for it. I'm not even that desperate for it. There's some pretty shades in here, don't get me wrong. It is pretty, but I just feel like I've got this. And when I've seen other people's videos of them comparing this one and her other like neutral palettes, I'm like, yeah, they're different. They're not the same. It's not a dupe. It's not the same eyeshadow. It is a different tone, but like, I just feel like you're comparing apples with apples. It's kind of one of those things where I'm like, are you really going to know the difference, in the sense of, if you're wearing this eyeshadow palette in comparison with another neutral eyeshadow palette, is it going to be so different that someone thinks you're wearing a different eyeshadow palette? I don't think it will be. This is a nice palette. It's just nothing new. And for that reason, I'm just gonna hang back and just wait until this becomes significantly discounted to the point where I'm like, oh, what a steal, what a steal. If it's not a steal, I don't want it. This, I'm not sure how new this is. I don't think this is new at all, but Urban Decay now have 5 different setting sprays. This is like one I created earlier. I've got the All Nighter in front of me. This is Ride or Die, one of my favourite setting sprays. Top 3, possibly my favourite. In fact, it might be my favourite setting spray. Definitely, yeah, I think it's my favourite setting spray. I think it's definitely top 3. Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. They've got 5 now. They've got matte finish, glowy finish, brightening finish, and obviously their natural just setting spray. And they've now got this hydrated bouncy skin one. I think it's what I want the glowy finish. Like, that's what I wanted it to be, if that makes sense. Like a hydrator. The glowy made it look glowy, which is lovely, but sometimes my skin still looked like a little bit cakey and dry. I don't know if this is making any sense. It like gave me a really nice glowy film. I'm not in a disgusting way, like a really nice way, but it just didn't feel like it improved and refreshed my skin. Anyway, I digress. This hydrating bouncy setting spray, hyaluronic acid, watermelon, fruit extract, long-lasting makeup setting spray, all day wear. I think this has potential to be like a fan favourite like this, so I'm really interested in picking this up. Really interested. I kind of hope they do like a Christmas mini, maybe. That'd be nice to try it out. Or like in a double, a duo. Maybe this and this together in like a pack. I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that. I literally pick one of these up at Christmas every single year in those duo packs, and 2 of these normally last me a year because I have other setting sprays that I bounce around with, but I will not have a makeup collection without one of these. I've had one of these in my collection for nearly 15 years. I love it. I absolutely love it. Ooh, okay, so Nomad Cosmetics, they are releasing a lot at the moment. Like, I would actually argue too much for me to keep on top of personally, but the Island palette was a palette that caught my eye instantly. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I think there's another palette coming out that I'm about to talk about in a second. We haven't seen a full reveal as I'm filming this, which is like a jazz club one, like a Chicago I think it is. And I think I'm going to pick this Island palette up and potentially that one at the same time, because I have to pay like the customs fee for it to come into the UK. It doesn't make sense for me to buy just one palette, but equally I don't want to buy 4 palettes. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to buy loads. I recently bought the Haunted Europe and the Ghost Town USA palette as a duo, and I was going to pick up the Island palette at the same time, and I decided against it. I'm happy with that decision. Like, I'm happy with that decision, so I still would have just not played with it still. But I will be picking this up eventually. I think I will. I really like it. It's green. And you know how I feel about greens. Oh, Urban Decay again. This foundation, I feel like everyone was bloody talking about it, and I just want to go into any shop to go buy it. I just feel like I'm gonna love this. I feel like I'm gonna love this. I'm gonna love it. Does Boots stock Urban Decay? I don't think it does it? Boots should absolutely stock Urban Decay. Boots are missing the mark on that one. I feel like they do. Do they not? Am I thinking of Benefit? They stock so many people, like Huda, KVD, MAC now. Maybe I'm thinking of MAC, but they should absolutely stock Urban Decay. What an absolute market they have if they do. Yeah, I really want this foundation. I really want this foundation. Urban Decay are bloody good at foundations as well, so on my wish list. This is a little sneaky one. I'm gonna just pop this in here. So I really want this Twilight collaboration, and it's not new. It's not new by any means, but Colourpop had like a 25-30% off site-wide, and I filled up a basket and then didn't check out with it because I was like, oh, I've just got a lot of new makeup recently. I hadn't played around with it. I felt like I was spending too much money all at once, so I decided not to because I thought Colourpop would just have another sale. It's fine, I'll just wait. I'll be a good girl. And this entire collection basically was in my basket. I had the palettes, the highlighters, and the Luxe lip oils in my basket. Oh, I really want them. I really want those highlighters, those Super Shock highlighters, and I really want the palette. The palette looks really nice. I was born in the right time for Twilight. Like, I lived through the Jacob versus Edward phase of my life. I did. every single girl had a side. I actually didn't really give one. I didn't give a toss. I didn't care. But I really liked the films. But I really like this collection and it's absolutely on my wish list. I really hope Colourpop don't sell out of it or just keep restocking it for me specifically so I can still get it. Thank you. Melt have released this collection, or like, yeah, I suppose it's a collection of like classic horror characters, I guess. They've got the creature from the Black Lagoon, not the Blue Lagoon, the Black Lagoon. They've got Frankenstein's monster and Dracula, and they kind of all have their own mini collaborations, I guess. So you've got Frankenstein's monster's palette, and then the Frankenstein monster's bride with it, I think. It's like, I don't really know what that is. The Frankenstein monster's bride and Frankenstein monster have an eyeshadow palette and a powder. The eyeshadow palette looks really nice. It's kind of giving me Urban Decay vibes, you know, like that smiley face like thing that they did. It's kind of giving me that. It kind of looks like the same carton. The creature from the lagoon, I really like that packaging. I really like that concept. The mirror's really nice. For some reason I really like that black eye gloss, and I have never applied eye gloss to my eyes in my life. And now for some reason I'm looking at this thinking I'm going to apply black eye gloss to my eyelids. I'm probably not going to do that. I'll probably do it once and then not do it again. And then that eyeshadow palette is just 4 eyeshadows that I do own. And the Dracula lip situations I just really don't care about. I'm just like, just doesn't even interest me. Is that mascara as well? Oh, and like a red mascara. Yeah, okay, like the Dracula bit I don't really care about. Oh, and there's a bag as well, which is like, in my opinion, horrendous. Like, why? I don't really know why anyone would want that. Maybe if you're a horror fan, maybe if you were like a classic horror fan, maybe you'd like this. Yeah, fair. Maybe if you were that sort of fan, you'd like this. I don't want that though. That's not my aesthetic at all. The only thing I can actually see myself picking up and then using more than once is the 8 pan eyeshadow palette, the Frankenstein Monster's Bride eyeshadow palette, but I don't really want it. I want the colour story, but I don't like packaging. I just think it's a little bit like bizarre. The Creature from the Black Lagoon stuff is really cool. I just don't need it. I don't need a quad. They're really nice, but I just don't need it. So here it is, but I'm gonna pass on it. So Myricks have got quite a few little packs going. So they've got this blushed trio, the mini flush balm trio. So these are little minis, and I don't care about that. That's cool with me. I don't need to use a lot of blush. I recently tried Myricks Beauty out for the first time. I'll link it up in the cards. I think it's here. Might be over here. I'll link it up in the cards. And I tried Myricks Beauty for the first time. I tried their lipsticks and their flush balms. Really love them. Really love them. I've been applying them a lot, especially for work. I just think they're so beautiful. They make my skin look so like, oh, it's stunning. And I don't own these shades, so I can see myself picking this up. This just looks like a fun thing to have. And I would apply all of the shades, even that bubblegum pink one. I think I could definitely work that in. I really like this. I think it's nice. They also have 3 lipsticks in like a, I don't know if these are minis or are they full size? I think they're full size, you know. Yeah, I think this is full size. I'm not actually too sure, it doesn't actually say. But they've got a signature lip satin in Bespoke, a signature lip matte in Black Tie, and signature lip blush in De Jour. I think one of them is a new formula, which sounds really awesome. And yeah, they're really nice shades. They're different formulas, so I get to try a different formula as well. These 2 Myricks gift boxes I'm really down for. Really, really down for. Again, I think it'll probably be on Cult Beauty, so I'll keep my eyes out on there. We're nearly there, folks. We're nearly there. I'm sorry this is such a long video. It's because it's the first one back from like 2 years, and I'm having to build the list from scratch. Whereas going forward, it'll only be a month's worth of makeup that I've captured, not like the past 10, so apologies. Beauty Bay have released the Celestial Charms palette. This is their 20 pan eyeshadow palette, probably for Christmas, I imagine. Probably their Christmas release. They normally do a release around this time of year, and it's not specifically for Christmas or Halloween, but they kind of just swap and change as to what it's for. So I doubt they'll release another one before Christmas. So this is, I think, is your end of year palette. I feel like this palette is sending me to sleep. I don't want to buy this, but I'm a completionist and it's only £16 and I feel like I should so that I can do a video on it. But I haven't done a video on the last 2 to 3 palettes because I haven't had time, but I still own them, which is making me think then I'll buy this to do a video on all the palettes that I haven't done a video on. Doesn't make sense, I know. And I'm crazy. I'm a crazy cat. Crazy. It's nice enough. It's nice enough. I like the colours in isolation. I don't like the colour story together. I think it's boring. I think it's very boring. I think we've seen it before and I'm just like, okay, cool. If it wasn't Beauty Bay and it wasn't £16 and it wasn't their £20 eyeshadow palettes, which I collect, I would literally skip over this so quickly. So what does that say? Though I am interested more in this £9 eyeshadow palette which they've got, which is called Mini Charms. So what's the other one called? Celestial Charms. This is called Mini Charms. And it's kind of got like all of these reflexy colours, which I think are the same shades as their liquid eyeshadows, but in a pressed format. And I'm really interested in this. This is £10 for the 9 pan, and then it was £16 for the 20 pounds. So obviously they have, this one is more expensive, but then that's because I think they're special. This was really nice. I'm gonna pick this up, 100% I'm picking this one up. I'll pick up the Celestial Charms because I'm a collector and I'm a nightmare. So I'm gonna pick these both up and fit them into a video somehow, I think. Anastasia Beverly Hills are doing a shade extension on their lip matte cream things. What are these called? They're Lip Velvet Liquid Lipsticks. They're doing a shade extension of 4 shades and they're also doing a shade extension on their highlighters, which is really cool. I specifically have my eye on this colour called Cool Brown. I think that's a really pretty shade and I look at it on all of the lip tones and I'm like, yes, that's what I want. I want Cool Brown. So I want to pick up Cool Brown for sure. And then the highlighter really interests me because I am currently wearing this one, which is their Glow Seeker highlighter, which is the same formula, I think, as this that I'm looking at now. They've got Sun Idol, Ethereal, and Enchanted, and I've got Pearl is the shade. This is the Year of the Dragon one, and it's the same formula, I believe, as this. So I can see myself picking up either Sun Idol or Ethereal, or both. The Enchanted shade is a bit too dark for me, but I can see myself picking up the other 2 shades. This is a really nice highlighter. I feel like you can't really see it. It's kind of blended into my skin, but it's really, really lovely. And it's really nice quality packaging and everything. So I can actually see myself picking up 1 to 2 of those shades, maybe just 1. I'll keep it to just 1. And that Cool Brown liquid lipstick. I can see it happening. I can see it in my crystal ball. It's gonna happen. This is the Vieve Skin Nova Complexion Balm and it looks stunning on everyone. I really like Vieve as a brand. I've picked up a couple, like I'm not a massive fan of all of their powder products, but their cream products, I've literally had nothing fail me yet with their cream products. So I'm really interested in trying out this foundation. I've heard lots of good things. I've not heard anything negative really. Like, not really. Like, some people are a bit so-so about it in the sense of it's nice, it's not their favourite, but no one has said anything negative about it that I can see, and I really want to try it. I really love Vieve as a brand. I will be purchasing this at some point. I'm going to put this picture up to represent the fact that I just want to shop Ensley Rain Cosmetics so bad. I want to pick up like the Groovy Garden, the Cold Moon. I want to pick up all those palettes. I just want all of their palettes. Which I know is really stupid, but I just want all of their palettes. So this picture is going to represent the fact that I just want to shop that brand in its entirety. That's all I have to say about it. I could go on forever. I won't. The colours, the pigmentation, everything stunning. Okay, here we go. Look, this is the new Odin's Eye palette. So it's much bigger. I think this is, how big is this? 24 shades, I think? Yeah, 24 shades. And it's like a really, really big palette. This is the Eternal Twilight palette. And it's kind of got like the light and dark. It's about the 2 gods, the light and the dark. I don't know, death and life. I can't remember. But yeah, I really like this. I really like it. I really like it. I'm gonna pick it up eventually when I get the chance, when I get the funds to select this as the thing that I'm going to be purchasing, as well as the Sol Mantu palette. So I'll purchase them together. This also came out with 3 highlighters and 3 blushes as well. I don't know if I want to pick any of them up. They all really are attractive to me, but I've got so many already, so maybe that's something I would review before picking up. But really like the palette. I'll definitely pick up the palette. Okay, apparently I'm going on a Made by Mitchell montage right now. This is the Slip Dew in a single compact, which is really cool because he's got the Slip Dews in his comic case, I think it's called. And I'm kind of just like, I don't need that much product because I probably wouldn't use every single shade. Apart from someone did say to me in the comments that the comic case was like really, really good. So now I'm kind of like, maybe I should just get it. But the Slip Dew is 4 shades of essentially that formula in an individual compact, which I think is really attractive. I might pick up just a shade of this because it looks really nice, or maybe even 2. Again, I'm like pausing and waiting to see what happens with Mitchell, like Made by Mitchell on Black Friday, because I just feel like there's going to be some good deals. I don't know, I just feel it, spidey senses, I'm tingling. I just feel like there's going to be something good there, so I'm going to wait. They've also got the Bolt Balm and the Truth Tint, and I want both of them. I just want to try them out. They look really good. They look nice. They look creamy. I don't know if it's false advertising. I don't know if people are making them look better than they are, but it just looks really nice. And it looks like I'm going to really enjoy it. So I want to pick them both up. Singe Beauty came out with 4 blushes. I will be picking these up as well at some point. Like, again, a lot of these things, this is the makeup wish list, okay? I want pretty much everything that I'm putting on the wish list. I really love Angie. I've ordered the brushes and sponges, and then she released the blushes. I haven't got these yet. I think I want all of them. I won't buy all of them. I'll probably buy the orange one, the Persistence Persimmon, and the Timid Tomato, and then skip out on Riveting Rhubarb and Risky Raisin, just because I guess. But these look really, really nice. I'm really happy for Angie, and I love a blush, so I'll be picking these up eventually. I think we're nearly there. Please say, for the love of God, please say we're nearly there. Yeah, I've got like 3 products to talk about. I'm tired. I need a break. I'm tired of talking. This is from Adept Cosmetics. This is not new, but this is the Cyborg Choir palette. I really want this. It just looks so good. Every time it's swatched, I'm like, oh, that looks stunning. And I do want some other Adept palettes. So maybe this can represent an Adept haul, similar to the Ensley Rain one. But specifically, the Cyborg Choir palette is the palette that I want. Like, this is the palette that I'd be going to pick up. And then I might pick up 1 or 2 as like a bonus, because why not? But this is the palette that I want. It's really, really nice. Look at the shimmers. Yes, yes. This really intrigues me, and I'm going to put it on my wish list because I really want to swatch it in store. So Huda Beauty is sold in Boots. And yeah, the primer I don't need by the sound of the description because I'm a dry skin person. I actually have pretty good skin in the sense of its evenness. I just have discoloration. So for me, my coverage isn't so much needing to refine the texture. I don't have texture on my skin. And if I do have pores and texture, it doesn't bother me. Like, that's not my insecurity. I just have redness and like discoloration, like, not discoloration, but unevenness in the colouring of my skin. But the foundation looks really, really nice, and so many people have raved about the foundation, and it's like nice and liquidy as well. So I think I really want this foundation, but I really do want to try it out in store as well and get a good colour match because it's not cheap. So yeah, I will be picking up this foundation at some point. It's gonna be part of her like permanent line. It's not something that's like here today, gone tomorrow. So this will probably sit on my wish list for quite a while, if I'm honest, but I am really intrigued to try this out to see if it's gonna suit me. I really want this. Again, this is kind of a bit of this palette represents an order from this company, Bella Beauté Bar. I've been really intrigued by this business, by this makeup company for a while, and the Secret Garden palette is just something that I just have desired for a really long time. And this is the palette that will make me purchase from the website. It's just, again, it's a case of funds and finding the right time and choosing this to be my purchase for the month over anything else. So it's quite difficult, especially when I'm talking about like customs fees. Sometimes it just feels really difficult to justify buying from a different sort of like company and things like that. So this looks really, 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 really stunning. I think I'd use this all the time. It's really, really beautiful. Oh, I just really want to buy this. I really want to buy this. I will buy it eventually, I think. I will eventually. This is the last thing that I want to talk about this month. This has been the longest video ever. I'm so sorry that it's been so long. I'm literally like falling asleep. This is the Pat McGrath Christmas collection, and I just want to talk to you about how I'm not going to be picking this up. Why is this so boring? Why is this so boring? Why have we got 3 eyeshadow duos of these really random colours? I just feel like Pat McGrath shoved a load of colours on the table and went, this is the palette, these are duos. What have we got here? Oh, here's a quint. I don't understand. I don't understand. A black and gold duo that are both sparkly. I don't hate the colours, by the way, I just don't really understand why. 2 nude colours that are just going to be like looking practically the same on the lid. Like a sagey leafy green and a golden champagne shade. And then a mauvey quint with a blue. And then we've got a bigger eyeshadow palette. I think that's like £15 eyeshadow palette, which is basically nudie brown pinks, a Pat McGrath special with a pop of blue and a pop of purple. It's literally embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. And it just looks like it's in crappy cardboard as well. Like it doesn't even, but when I say crappy cardboard, I like cardboard packaging for eyeshadow palettes. I'm not dissing that. It just looks nasty. Nasty, it looks nasty. It looks awful. And it looks like recycled print as well. Like we've seen this packaging, haven't we? We've seen this. We've seen this. We've got this. Oh, Pat, I just feel like she was on her absolute A game and she's just got boring. Everything I look at, I just find boring. And it's not going on my wish list. It doesn't interest me. It's very forgettable. A complete miss, in my opinion. You might have a difference in opinion, and that's absolutely fine. I'm just saying my opinion, this is an absolute miss. It's boring. And that's all I gotta say about that. Okay, that's the end of the video. I'm absolutely cream crackered. I feel like I've been just talking at the camera for hours. I don't even know how long this video is going to be. I just want to close my eyes and talk to you as I exit this video. Here is the grid of everything. I don't know how many things I've talked about today. Can you imagine if I've gone over 40? I might have gone over 40, you know. I don't know. I don't know how many things I've talked about today. It feels like a bloody lot. Hopefully next month, and when I say hopefully, I know next month will be maybe talking about 10 to 15 things. Today I've talked about like 60 things because I've been trying to backdate myself for just generally everything I want on top of everything new. So next month it'll be absolutely fine and we'll be sailing through this video. Today's been a bloody long slog, so I do apologise. But these are all the things that I would like and are on my makeup wish list. If you have any intel, if you think I'm gonna love something, if you think I'm gonna hate something, please let me know, because it could either be bumped up on my wish list and I will buy it sooner, or if you think it's hot fire trash and you think it should come off my wish list, then like, let's get it off and make a space for something else. Let's do that together. Let's help one another here. Find out what is really rubbish and not worth my hard-earned cash dough dollar. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go possibly just straight to bed, like the little old lady that I apparently am. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed Makeup Wish List. I am sorry again that this video is much longer than it will ever be now going forward, so have peace of mind about that. Stay tuned. Let me know if you enjoy this, if you want me to spice up in a different way, talk about things in a different way. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. Feedback is always helpful. Be kind with your feedback. I don't mind negative feedback as long as it's constructive, please and thank you. Thumbs the video up if you have enjoyed. Take care of yourself, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the bell, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care guys, bye!